Put down your gadgets. Turn away from your computers. Get out your scissors, paper, and glue because it's time for a paper adventure. All right!
Aristotle, knock, knock, paper tales!
In one particularly papery land, there lived a moose named Aristotle and a woodpecker named Knock Knock. Once upon a time, in the height of a paperback summer, Aristotle and Knock Knock discovered that leaves started to fall too early from their tree.
Knock, it seems to me that something's wrong with our tree, don't you think?
No, Ari, not something wrong happening, but somebody wrong is happening.
This somebody was found to be a little bug. He explained that he did not want to eat the leaves, not in the least. He just planned to devour the whole tree from the bottom to the top. But he didn't know how to do it yet because he was too small.
Excuse me, little bug. This tree is our home, and a gentleman would never eat another gentleman's home.
Or they wouldn't eat their own houses either, I don't think.
You don't want to grow up to be a bad, grumpy bug, do you?
And then the little bug got completely upset. All his buggy friends and acquaintances grow up and become bark beetles, so their diet was trees exclusively. Who in the world would he become if he couldn't eat trees?
Yep, it doesn't fold up too well, does it? Listen, little bug, why do you need to grow up into a bark beetle anyway? Be someone else.
The bug was confused. Well, can I? He asked.
For sure. You just need to act paperfully.
Aristotle and Knock Knock suggested that the bug should turn to a snail. But the kid flatly refused the idea of carrying heavy loads on his back.
What else is there to offer him? Aha! I think becoming a bee is a perfect idea, because bees are very useful insects.
Brilliant! Little insect, if you eat plenty of honey, I'm sure you'll become a bee very soon.
The little bug had never tried honey in his life, so he was all for it right away.
Uh-oh. What do you think, Knock? Is he ready to turn into a bee yet?
Ari, I can't speak for him, but I feel like I'm turning into a bee already. Buzz!
Well, okay. Now you should pollen a flower. Come on. Well, it's as certain as a cardboard box that he's no good as a bee.
Ari, maybe it's time to get some rest.
Wait, I have another idea. Worms are enormously useful. They help stir the ground.
So Aristotle and Knock Knock suggested that the bug should become a worm. However, it emerged that the kid doesn't like much darkness, so he refused to grow into a worm as well.
So you don't want to become a worm because you're afraid of the dark. What do we do now? It's time for me to think in a very paperful way.
Here, the bug admitted that he doesn't like darkness, but he is enormously fond of light, and that the only thing he could think of turning into is most probably a star.
Of course! You'll become a star! All you need is light!
But what light, Ari?
We'll make up a lantern for him.
How to make a lantern for a bug. Fold a piece of colored paper in half by the long side. Now make cuts from the side of the folding, like this. Spread the sheet and roll it as a pipe by gluing the narrow sides of the sheet. Cut out a handy holder and glue it to the lantern. Your lantern is ready.
Yes, his life has become much more illuminated.
You're right, Knock Knock. He found his place in life, and his light will help others.
Aristotle the moose and Knock Knock the woodpecker were very happy for the lightning bug. See, he's become a real star. In this life, some stars shine for themselves, and some shine to help everyone find their way. Most mornings, Aristotle and Knock Knock loved to stay snuggled in their paper beds. But that day, Knock woke up just after the sun rose.
Hooray! Today's Friday!
Knock Knock made such a fuss that Aristotle got scared that a fire had broke out inside their house.
Where's the fire? What's on fire?
Today is Friday. It's my birthday!
Oh, yes. My dear Knock, I wish for you a happy birthday. And for a present, I give to you, ta-da!
What's a ta-da?
And I mean I give to you, ta-da!
Oh, my most favorite paper layered cake! And who's this? Also a gift?
That was Edward the rooster. All his life he'd been cock-a-doodle-doing in the mornings, and every new day used to begin by his call. But at one time, his biological clock went wrong.
What do you think, my friend? What is this biological clock that went wrong?
Is it night? Or what about day? Oh, where is it? Where's my birthday? Get it back! This is not fair! Huh? Hooray! Hooray!
Where's the fire? What's on fire?
Ari! The rooster stopped cock-a-doodle-doing, and time has stopped! Today is Friday again! So, I have another birthday!
But this is unbelievable!
Ta-da!
It was hard to believe, but time, indeed, had stopped in Paperland.
Oh, let's have a ball!
And the 5th Friday in a row had come. The birthday cake was, as usual, in its right place, except that the friends were not that joyful anymore.
Knock, I don't think I can stand seeing this cake anymore.
Me too. Ari, maybe the rooster could crow a little, huh?
I'm afraid that won't help anymore, my friend. His clock has rusted, and now new mornings won't come anymore at his signal.
Oh, what should we do then?
Well, naturally, what we need is a new clock that will never go wrong. What we need is a sundial.
Take a paper plate and cut a small hole in its center. Put a milk straw in it. Now, draw numbers from 1 to 12 in a circle. Right at noon, set the clock under the sun so that the straw shadow is on 12. From now on, the straw shadow will move together with the sun and show the time just as the hour arrow of the real clock.
Yippee!
Oh no! A birthday again?
No, Ari. This is much more paperful. Today is my birth-free day. Ta-da!
Then let's celebrate it.
The birth-free day proved to be even more paperful. Ari, Knock, and Edward the rooster had tremendous fun. You bet, because ahead there was a whole year of feasts, always new and always different. And that's how our story Paperfully unfolded.
The sea was raging, but Captain Rock stood solidly on the deck. He peered into the horizon, and the wind was blowing his salty hair. Oh, how much I want to be like Captain Rock. He's so super paper.
And I want to have a bite. So, Captain Knock, let's sail back home.
Aristotle started to row back towards the shore, but all of a sudden, they felt a shock.
Hey, can you be a little more careful?
That wasn't me, Knock.
Ari tried to row faster, but the boat was out of his control.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Oh boy! Holy papers! This is a storm!
A storm? No way! We're on a lake!
Well, it feels like the ocean now. This is a real storm, believe me. Just listen. An unknown force tossed the ship and swirled it like a chip.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
The friends were afraid that the boat would turn over, but the paper lake all of a sudden calmed down once again.
Whew! Seems like it's over now. Let's sail back ashore before it starts again.
But then it started again. The lake was rocking and shaking anew.
I think you should read the book again, Knock, because when you do, the storm seems to go down.
The storm was going down. The sailors couldn't believe how lucky they were.
More, Knock. Just don't stop reading. I don't know how, but it seems to work. It seems to work just paperfully.
But just then, gigantic sharp-toothed jaws emerged from the black abyss.
The immense head of a sea monster appeared from the water.
Good afternoon, sir. The weather's just paperfully fine today, isn't it?
But the monster was not interested in talking about the weather. It wanted to listen to the book to the very end.
Excuse me, Mr. Monster. We would gladly give you the book so you can read it through on your own.
But the monster was monstrously illiterate. It was unable to read.
Ari, I'm gonna be just like Captain Rock, and don't you try to hold me back.
Knock had grimly determined to become a hero, but Aristotle could not let his friend get into danger. He had to find a way out as soon as possible.
Wait! Knock! I think I know what to do. We'll make up a book with pictures, and then the monster can find out how the story ends.
Oh, that means I won't ever become a hero. Never.
A hero is not one who defeats his enemy, Knock, but one who wins over a friend.
A book for the monster. Take a piece of paper, fold it through the length and breadth, make a small cut, and presto, your paper book is now ready. From now on, all you have to do is draw pictures on the pages. Knock set about to make the drawings. The book perfectly fit for all the fearless captain's adventures.
Here, take it. Everything is inside. Huh, this monster isn't so monstrous after all.
Though I'm monstrously hungry.
And the friends went back home. After all the adventures they'd had, they deserved something paperlicious. One nice summer morning, our friends sat drinking tea with postcard pancakes. Suddenly, somebody knocked on their door.
Come in!
A stranger scrupulously wiped his feet and made himself known. This was Leo the Lionette. He told the friends that he's their new neighbor and wanted to get acquainted. He had moved in nearby, in a house down the airbrush alley.
Ari, look at what a polite and well-mannered neighbor we have now.
I'm very happy too.
The next day, Knock Knock flew down to Airbrush Alley. He just wanted to see Leo the Lionette once again. But instead of him in the window, he stumbled upon a stranger, a spotted leopard.
Excuse me, do you know where I might be able to find Leo the Lionette?
Knock's voice made the leopard hide away in one leap. Knock was so amused that he rushed to Aristotle to share the news.
Ari, I just dropped by Leo the Lionette's house and, well, I tried to knock, but nobody was even willing to talk to me.
That is simply not possible. Leo is the most polite and well-brought-up lionette of all of the paper lionettes I know. Maybe he wasn't at home.
Maybe, but there was some paper animal in his house. Wait a second and I'll explain everything I've seen.
Knock tried to tell his friend how the animal in the window looked, but he did not find the right words. Then he darted away for the carton camera, dashed to the lionette's house, hid himself away, and made a few very paperesque shots. Knock Knock showed Aristotle the photo. Aristotle took a closer look.
You're right, this isn't the lionette, but rather a leopard.
Yes, but he resembles our lionette friend quite a bit.
So the friends set off to Leo's house to meet his relative. Again, there was somebody in the window, but as soon as the two came closer, he took cover.
I'm worried for Leo. What if something bad happened? Let's break into the house and see.
No, that's not good. Let's go home instead and think. Huh, I knew it. I think I've solved the riddle.
Well, then why are you so quiet? Come on, unfold it.
Leo said he'd call us as soon as he'd finished with the renovation. And our lionette is quite a cleaning. He's into renovations up to his ears and he's painting the ceiling, which is why he's spotted all over.
So do you mean to say there's no leopards over there?
No, of course not. It's just our own embarrassed Leo the Lionette all covered in paint spots, which have been dripping on him drop by drop from the ceiling.
Maybe we should write him a letter to tell him we love him. Or just, go ahead and paint his ceiling.
I've got an idea. We'll present him with a paper cap for maintenance works. And then he'll be protected from the dripping paint.
A paper cap for maintenance works. Let's take a newspaper and fold it in two, like this. Then bend the upper part corners towards the center. Well done. Bend the rest of the bottom strips from both sides. Now we have this huge triangle. Let's fling it open and reverse. We've got a square now. Beautiful. Bend the bottom corners from the center upwards, from one side and then from the other. We have another triangle. Amazing! Now let's fling it open as well.
Bingo! The paper cap for maintenance is ready.
The friends carried the gift to Leo's house, and before long, he came in himself, spotless, clean, washed, and thanked them for the cap heartily. Since he was no longer bothered by the paint, he finished the renovation very fast. And then he invited Ari and Knock to the housewarming party. But the party at the Lionette's house is a whole different story. One day, Aristotle and Knock Knock went out for a walk through the paper forest and bumped into some very strange flowers growing in a meadow.
Hey, Knock, my old friend. Take a look at how strange these flowers look. I have never seen such vivid colors before.
You're right, Ari. Let's pick them, and we can study them in detail.
The friends collected the flowers carefully and took them home.
Just think! Maybe we've discovered a new flower species. A lot of new flower species, actually. I bet you in the language of scientists, they would call it a flowerus many-colorous.
I guess we should celebrate this and drink some sweet ink tea.
Maybe you know by now that Aristotle and Knock Knock love to drink ink tea very much. Sweet tea in particular.
I'd love to drink some sweet tea with pleasure. Yikes! Knock Knock, look! Our room burst into blossom.
But at that moment, Knock Knock noticed that the flowers they brought were gone.
Ari, I don't want to spoil our fun, but those flowers have disappeared. And I think they've moved to this side.
Unbelievable! The flowers seem to have mysteriously shifted.
Ari, are flowers able to move?
No, they aren't. If only...
If only what?
If only we hadn't discovered a totally new species of running flowers.
Aha! Flowerous runner-rounder us.
Yes, I guess it's time for a paperous thinkerous. I should give it a paperful thought.
But Ari was not successful in his thinking because he heard his friend Knock Knock yelling.
Ari, don't worry, but I'm gonna yell. Ah!
All over the interior, in all the rooms, throughout all the passages, and even besides the entrance to the friend's house, there were flowers.
Incredible! Just how come there's a Jillion Flowers scattered all around here?
I don't know, Ari. They must have collected themselves. We need to do something paperful about it.
First, I need to think this paperfully through. Well, of course! Look, Knock! Doesn't this resemble anything to you?
Sure, it's a queue. But why would flowers stand in a queue?
Aristotle took his friend to the start of the queue and poured some sweet tea in a saucer.
The flowers would not join a queue, but the butterflies would.
So, they're butterflies?
Sure they are. They're migrating. They fly by to the faraway lands and they need strength to cover the distance. That's why they're so attracted by this sweet tea of yours.
How to make a paper butterfly. Cut out 2 square pieces from paper of different colors. Fold them like bellows, after which secure each bellows with a thread or using a stapler, like this. Now, join together 2 sheets and spread the paper butterfly's wings. The paper butterfly is ready.
So, Ari, it turns out now that we didn't discover any new species of flowers.
My dear Knock Knock, instead we've discovered many new species of butterflies.
Right! Now I'm gonna name them all. We'll call this Reddest Tea Drinkerus, and this one can be Yellowish Sugar Chumpus, and, Blue Wingus Papillonis. There you go.
Aristotle the moose and Knock Knock the woodpecker were paper-whelmingly happy that they had helped the butterflies gain some strength for their long, long flight. And when the flock of butterflies took to the air and flew away, the friends kept watching them disappear. It was all very beautiful, because butterflies resemble flowers so much. Flowers which can fly. One colorful Sunday morning, Aristotle and Knock Knock baked an apple pie.
Oh, what a paperlicious smell, Ari! Is today a special occasion for paperlicious apple pies?
You're perfectly right, Knock. It's always better to bake pies on some occasion rather than for no particular reason.
However, Knock Knock the woodpecker could not remember any special occasion or date.
Knock, there's no such day in the calendar yet, so today I want to lay the foundation of a new tradition.
A tradition?
Imagine that every year we would bake an apple pie on the same day, and everybody could be our guest to drop in and have a nice piece. So everybody would remember this day, wait for it, and rejoice in advance of the Apple Pie Day at Aristotle and Knock Knocks.
Ah, what a wonderful tradition! I know it's just an idea right now, but I love it already!
Aristotle began to set the table, and Knock Knock flew away to the paper forest to glue invitations on the trees.
Thank you very much for your help, Knock Knock.
Aha! Here comes our first guest!
Well, hello, and welcome to our annual apple pie party.
The hamster had never been to the friend's home before, so he was a little embarrassed.
Oh, don't be shy! Every guest is welcome to drop in on us and treat themselves to a piece of pie!
I'm so happy we had a new guest. I hope he won't be the last one.
Indeed, guests had started to arrive. Soon from the paper forest emerged a panda who headed towards the friend's home.
I didn't know that pandas lived in the paper forest too!
Well, when an apple pie is around, so are the pandas. Oh, hello, valued guest. Welcome to our annual apple pie party.
Every guest is welcome to drop in on us and treat themselves to...
Well, he certainly left in a hurry.
The panda had hardly disappeared when a lion came out of the forest.
Hello, valued guest.
Every guest is welcome to drop in and treat themselves with a piece of pie.
Knock, don't you feel a little confused as to why so many animals are coming in?
I do, Ari. Something is wrong here. I can't even guess what the paperest way to respond to this is.
I'm not sure what to do, but I think we should take a paperful thought.
Aristotle and Knock Knock asked the elephant to wait a little.
Everything is clear now. Excuse me, valued hamster, but perhaps you wanted to take another piece of pie?
Aristotle, where do you see a hamster?
It is true. The hamster had come masked as an elephant.
You see, Knock, all hamsters are very, very prudent. I think he just couldn't help himself when he took a look at our pie.
I think we should make an exchange. We'll teach the hamster how to cook up a pie, and he'll show us how to make such amazing masks.
How to make a paper mask.
Use a color printer to print out or draw by yourself on a piece of paper the head of an animal. Very good. Now cut it out carefully along the outline. Excellent. Make 2 holes at the edges and attach an elastic thread. Now, your mask is ready. The traditional apple pie ended up to be just amazing, as well as the new paper masks. This is how this extraordinary story paperfully unfolded. One bright sunny day, Aristotle and Knock Knock went fishing in the big paper lake. On that day, the fish were biting like a charm, and Knock was almost totally charmed, so he didn't want to come back home.
I don't feel like going back home at all.
But it is time to go home, Knock. It seems that there's a storm about to start. Could you fly up and take a look and see what direction we need to sail home?
The tempest came on, and the wind began to whirl the boat. Knock barely had enough time to report which turn to take.
Straight! I mean to the left! Back! I mean the right! No, straight! To the left!
Wait, Knock, not so fast! I'm getting confused.
Wind? Not so so fast! Me and Ari are getting confused!
The boat was carried away so far that Knock Knock couldn't see the shore anymore. So they were sailing and sailing and sailing somewhere until they finally moored. It was a very, very unfamiliar land.
Knock? Knock, where are you? Knock? What is it with you? What is it with me? Oh, I think I might be ill.
Ari, you're perfectly healthy. It's just a strange shore.
Obviously, we've reached the faraway land named Paper Africa. I read about it in paperback books. Oh! Boy, violet mooses! These are Aborigines.
For your information, Aborigines are those people who live on faraway islands or coasts. They talk in their own language, wild and unpaper-standable.
Ari, do you understand what they're saying?
No, I can't say that I do, Knock. Perhaps, maybe we should give them some fish.
They became friends, even though they spoke different languages. These overseas fellows fed Aristotle and Knock Knock with Paperlicious soup and demonstrated to them their tribal dances around the painted fire.
East or west? I don't know, but I miss our home.
Well, excuse me, regarded sir. Would you instruct us how to get to our homeland?
We were lost because of the storm, but our home is Paperland. Paperland?
Our home is in the Paperland. Paperland. Paper! Oh, hooray! Well, at least we have one word in common.
The Aborigines brought the friends to the grove, where the cup palm paper trees were growing. Full, ripe paper cups were hanging from them instead of nuts. This time, Aristotle did not even have to think. A paperific idea occurred to him. How to make binoculars from empty paper cups. Take 2 paper cups, tape them together, and cut eye holes in their bottoms. The binoculars are ready.
Woohoo! This is our home shore!
With their new binoculars, the friends were now well aware where to sail and which turns to take. So they went sailing and sailing, but eventually they reached their motherland.
Look, Ari, over there! Our new friends are dancing!
So, in such a paperful manner, the story went on. From then onwards, the friends always took the binoculars when sailing on the lake to find the way home and to take a look at the distant Paper Africa and their new good friends. Once upon a time, an old acquaintance popped by to see our friends. Maybe you know her. It's Kay the Jay.
Kay, hello!
Would you like some ink tea with postcard cookies?
But Kay the Jay politely refused the treat because she had come by just for a minute to invite the friends to her concert tomorrow, where she'd sing her songs.
I love concerts. We'll be there for sure.
Suddenly, Kay burst into tears. You see, this was her first concert, and she was worried about whether the audience would like her singing or not, or would anybody applaud.
Kay, we haven't heard your singing yet, but I'm sure everybody will appreciate your performance.
Don't worry, Kay. The whole audience will clap their hands loud. You'll see. Or, well, you'll probably hear.
Kay flew off to rehearse, and the friends turned back to their own matters.
Which page did I leave off on? Oh!
What happened, Ari? Bad news in the paper?
Well, bad news for me. Looks like I've cut my finger.
Aristotle forgot that paper has sharp edges, and if you don't touch the paper carefully, you may cut yourself.
Don't panic, Ari. I'll save you.
There was a time when Knock Knock took classes at doctor's school, so he skillfully wrapped his friend's hand in a clean paper bandage.
Oh, thank you, Knock. You saved me, although my finger still hurts a little bit.
You'll have to put up with the pain for a day before the cut heals.
Oh, but tomorrow is the concert, and I won't be able to applaud. Oh, Kay will think that I don't like her singing, and then she'll be terribly, terribly upset.
That's not paperful at all.
The friends started to ponder on what they could do instead of applauding, because they wanted to make Kay the J happy.
Ari, imagine I'm Kay the J, and I'll sing like it's my concert. Are you ready? Here we go.
Okay, Knock, I'm ready.
I finished singing, and now the song's over. Show me your hands.
Clap, clap. Was it paperful?
Not at all. Let's do it again. Ready? I finished singing, and now the song's over, so show me your hands.
Ouch, ouch, ouch.
Well, that's a little better.
No way, Knock. It hurts, and it's also painful. What if you applauded for both of us, and I'll just pretend to be clapping?
Paperful. I finished singing, and now the song's over, so show
Kay the
me
J
your
dropped by the friend's place to see what all that noise was about. The friends were a little embarrassed.
Well, you see, Kay, the truth is that we're the audience.
And we are a true professional audience.
Yup, and a true audience before a concert always has to rehearse also. So we rehearse the applause.
But Kay had heard a song here, no doubt.
No, Kay, this isn't a song. I'm terrible at singing. I just invented a little verse to work out the clapping.
But Kay confessed she liked this verse very much. She asked Knock to sing it tomorrow along with her, and he could not refuse.
Oh, but now you won't be able to applaud for both of us because you'll be on stage too. I need to think this through paperfully.
Because of his wound, Aristotle couldn't even play on his double bass, though he made something up anyway.
Okay, well, we have to applaud, so we'll make a paper clapper.
Hooray! A paperific idea!
How to make a paper clapper.
Take a sheet of paper and bend all four corners. That's right. Now, fold it in two. That's it. Now, bend the corners upwards. Try not to cut yourself on the paper. Perfect. Now, fold it in two once again. Very good. Now, your paper clapper is ready. Clap away.
I finished singing, and now the song's over, so show me your hands.
It just so happened that the flapper popped so loud that Kay the J fainted with joy. Now there was no doubt that the concert was a huge success, and her singing was superb. The thunderous applause went on and on and on.
Knock! My arm is healed, and it doesn't hurt anymore.
And that's how another story paperfully unfolded. See you next paper time. One day, the friends were at Kay the J's concert. Kay's singing was very charming, and the audience drowned her in flowers. Kay was paperwhelmingly happy, but she could not take all the flowers home herself. Knock and Aristotle stepped forward to help her.
Ari, what kind of flowers are these?
These are roses.
Knock had never seen roses before. He liked the roses very much. Knock and Aristotle brought the flowers to Kay's house. Kay the J thanked the friends and gave a little bunch of roses to Knock.
That's amazing! What a paperific smell! Good night, Ari.
Sleep tight, Knock.
Someone ruined my roses!
My friend, morning has come, and the roses decayed on their own. Any flowers that have been cut lose their petals and stop smelling. Even a paper flower.
What should I do?
Knock, let's plant seeds in the garden beds and grow genuine paper roses.
So Knock Knock decided to collect all the paper seeds he could find in Paperland. There must be some roses among them.
Knock, I see one more paper seed, to the left of the blossom tree and to the right of the raspberry bush.
Yup, there it is, Ari. Found it.
By the evening, Knock Knock collected a whole basket of all kinds of seeds and planted them along the fence. The next morning, Knock Knock rushed off to see how the roses were growing.
Sunflowers, cucumbers, spruces, apple trees, but not a single rose. Oh, why?
Is it because there were no rose seeds among the ones that we found? To be honest, Knock, I've never seen one either.
Well, how will we plant roses if there's no seeds?
That's not a simple task. I have to think it through paperfully. I've got it, Knock. We have to go over the paper mountains, build up a paper boat, cross the paper sea, reach the paper roses land, and over there, we'll find seeds for the artwork garden bed.
Ari, that'll take way too long. Can't we just make up some flowers out of paper?
You know, Knock, that's a good idea.
Let's take a strip of paper. Bend the corner like this. Now bend the corner again. Remember to leave enough length for the petals. Keep rolling the band over and over again. Very good. Now your rose is ready. Aristotle and Knock spent the whole day making up paper flowers and planting them in the bed. The roses that grew burst into flowers and smelled so paperful that Knock was just overjoyed. Aristotle was happy for his friend.
What a paperific smell! Now I can celebrate every day!
And that's how another story paperfully unfolded. Once upon a time, tired after a busy day, the friends were going to sleep. But for some reason, they couldn't get any sleep.
I want to sleep so badly. Oh, sweet dreams, Knock.
Ari, what's going on? It's nighttime, but it's bright out like daytime.
Oops, I almost forgot it.
There! Now I thought so. Something's wrong with the clock.
No, Knock, it's not about the clock. I think it's definitely nighttime.
Ari looked out of the window and saw that a bright light was breaking through the forest trees, as if the sun didn't go under but sheltered itself right in the paper forest.
Knock, it looks like there's a fire in our forest.
Ah! Ari, a fire! What do we do?
Well, the first thing to do is calm down. And then put it out!
I think we should jump into the lake. Then no fire will get us.
No, Knock. This is so mispaperful. All through the forest, everyone's sleeping and has no idea about the fire. We have to extinguish it. Grab the bucket.
At last, the friends reached the meadow. Glaring light was coming through a huge bush. However, there was no heat or smoke from the fire.
This is an odd fire, Ari. Why isn't it smoking?
I don't know, Knock. Maybe it's gone by now.
Aristotle peeked behind the bush carefully, and a shocking surprise struck his eye. A real live star.
What an unbelievable sight!
The friends asked the celestial visitor if she wanted to drink some tea after a long journey down to Earth. The star joyfully agreed. They put the star into the bucket and headed back home.
We'll have a lot more fun on the way home now because we've got the star and she can shine light on the road.
While drinking her tea, the star confessed that she fell from the sky accidentally while asleep. It appeared that stars are in no way supposed to sleep nightly. Aristotle remembered that he didn't get any sleep either.
It looks like now we can finally take a rest.
And I'll go make the bed for the starlet.
Ari and Knock made a soft, papery bed for the star and went to sleep too.
No, there's no way for me to get to sleep.
Good morning, Ari. Or good night. Or, oh, I'm totally befuddled. Because of the bright light, I'm an insomniac now. We have to do something.
I have to think it over paperfully.
Aristotle took his double bass and started playing a tune. It's always helped him to think.
I think I got it. We'll make up a catapult and launch the star back to the sky.
Let's take a sheet of paper and turn it into a square. Perfect. Now, fold it in two and draw the corners to the center. Make it even and fold it again. That's it. Now, let's turn the paper over and fold it in two and then fold the creased edges inwards from the right and from the left like this. Now, unbend the holder, put the scoop into the shape, and our catapult is ready.
Knock, put the star into the scoop. And now, pull the catapult. But be careful, otherwise the star will just be thrown back to the forest again.
Ari, I'll do my best, but I can't promise anything. This is my first catapult trick after all. Whoa! Goodbye!
Have a paperific flight!
The star headed back to the sky and was so overjoyed because her home was there. Aristotle and Knock Knock said goodbye to the star and made her promise that she would never fall asleep at night. But if she did accidentally, then our friends would surely come up with something paperful. See you next paper time.